Moving along on the show, it's Kansas Sports Chatter, and time to drop back to some volleyball chatter. And this show, like, will continue to be seasonal. We'll have a lot of basketball, we'll have a lot of wrestling, even sprinkle in some swimming, maybe even some bowling throughout the winter months. But one thing that you noticed, and I think everyone's noticed years and years now, that a lot of these sports are year round. So the chatter never really stops. So we're going to have some volleyball chatter today with our guest, Jeremy Deckard, a scout for Prep Dig Kansas. Hey, Deck, appreciate coming back on the show. How's the holidays treating you so far?
Happy holidays to you, Cole, and thanks again for having me on. I sure do appreciate it and appreciate all your work. I've, I did some traveling and I've been scouting volleyball and updating stuff on our Prep Red Zone site and getting into the girls basketball season. I posted a couple of girls basketball reports recently. Right out the get-go, all right, I got caught up. I missed the show for a while, because I was traveling. And when I got back from Thanksgiving break and my vacation, I went to Detroit, saw the Packers-Lions game and a couple hockey games.
Nice.
When I got back, I got on YouTube and pulled up some previous episodes. And one thing that hit me this time is, almost every lead in when you start talking about the show, you talk about how it's an entertaining podcast about Kansas sports. And I just want to kick up the entertainment flair just a little bit, if you will.
All right, ratings are going up right now.
American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, if you will. And so this appearance, this is my fourth or fifth, sixth, not like I'm keeping track, but I'm starting to feel like you and I have got a pretty good relationship and admire all the work that you're doing. And I sure do like being on here. So in honor of the 17 never seen.
Oh, yeah.
Greatest of all time. The last real champion, John Cena, who recently had his last match. I think it's time you and I create our own tag team. And I've already got it all planned out. We're going to be called the Kansas Commandos with a K, the Kansas Commandos. And your in-ring name is going to be Corporal Courage for your skill and my admiration for you to go out there and put yourself out there and start this new endeavor. I think you're past the infancy stage and now you're kind of a toddler. And so toddlers tend to get a little crazy and act a little weird. And so I think you're ready for your ring name. And of course, I'm going to be the floor general.
Okay.
The floor general, Jeremy Deckard, and Corporal Courage, Cole Rife.
Now, does this they can go out on tour? Are there wrestling exhibitions that we can show up to, like high school gyms or what?
Oh yeah, there's still a lot of independent wrestling scenes out there.
Okay.
If we want to get in the ring, we can. I've been in the ring before when I was working for the Wichita Wingnuts as a media correspondent back in 2013. I've got wrestling on my mind and volleyball. And I survived another Prep Dig showcase, which wears me out. I mean, it's a fast-paced 2 hours that, you want to watch a lot of volleyball in 2 hours. There's a lot of volleyball to be watched.
Yeah, I'll start training right away so that they don't just have the scrawny guy in a singlet. All right.
All right, there you go. And we got to work on the beard still.
It's starting like the winter fuzz. It'll probably be shaved off later. But for you mentioned that the showcase. How the showcase go? Like you said, that's a lot of good volleyball players that meet together.
Yeah, well, the Prep Dig and Prep Network in general does a ton of live events and showcases. It's a big part of their business structure and their revenue stream. And we have, I want to say, at least 2 every year since I've been around in the volleyball Prep Dig showcases at the Kansas City, Kansas. Shout out to the Dynasty Volleyball Academy for hosting that event. I think they told me this was their 8th one they've hosted. And special recognition to Brett Ferguson, Keely Hammondtime, and Jeff Fogel, and then also William Jewell University had a bunch of players and athletes there who helped coach.
Well, you're talking about some of the Kansas girls that were there. Who were some of that stood out and then you featured on the website already?
Yeah, I'd like to feature 10 right off the get-go and then 2 at the end. One of my first reports was basically, okay, if I'm going to select an all-star team from the athletes who were in attendance, who would it be? If I wanted to go coach a high school team right now or a club team or even a college team, these are the 10 I'd want to take. Rebecca Lacey from Holton. She's in the class of 27 and actually the oldest athlete I've got in the group. She's ranked number 19 in the Prep Dig rankings for the class of 27. She's a big physical middle, can block, can hit. Real familiar with her. Holton went to the Final Four of the state tournament this year and aren't losing hardly anybody. So they should be a real threat and a favorite to do well next fall when we come back. Brenna Anderson from Washburn Rural. She's in the class of 29. She's ranked number 11 in the Prep Dig rankings. She's just a all-around player. Coach Bordwick at Washburn Rural, his girls are always technically sound and can, are disciplined players, and she was. And she really stood out. She was the player I led off with in that report. Kaylee Ballard from Bishop Miege. She's in the class of 28. She's currently ranked number 16 in our rankings. Another physical outside, moves well, hits the ball hard. Was really impressed with her. I had only seen Bishop Miege once, and I was impressed by getting the chance to see her again. One of the athletes who traveled the furthest who came was Addison Chanel from Beloit. She's ranked number 6 in the class of 29, and she didn't do anything to go backwards in the rankings and could have a chance to move up a couple spots. She's a solid little setter who can play good defense, who can hit, really whatever her team needs her to do. Autumn Neblett, she's one of 2 players who came clear up north from Oswego, Kansas. Oswego Indians, small little school down southeast Kansas. She's ranked number 40 in the class of 28, and coming along with her was her setter, Cody Trimble. She's in the class of 28 and ranked number 38. Autumn's ranked number 40. They were a good pair, and it was funny because when I wrote about Autumn, they were in the middle of a workout, middle of a scrimmage, and they realized their team didn't have a setter. And she didn't ask anybody. She didn't look at anybody. She just darted off, went and grabbed her setter, and came over and said, "Let's play. I got us a setter." And that's the kind of initiative. That's the kind of small things that we look for sometimes. And then Brindley Whitney, a libero in the class of 29 from Free State High School. She's currently ranked number 9. She was impressive, and I want to talk about her in the same time as Presley Peterson, another libero in the class of 29 from Bishop Seabury. I was watching them, and there were times they were in the same group, and I referred to them in my report as Whitney being as fast as a rattlesnake and ready to strike, and Peterson being the prairie dog trying to get away from the snake. That's how quick these 2 girls are. And if they were on the same team and they were playing back row defense, you'd have a heck of a time getting the ball down on them. And then 2 other girls that were featured in that report, Elizabeth Gilmore from Marantha Christian Academy. She's in the class of 28. She's currently ranked number 77, which she will not be at 77 when the next rankings come out. She's going to be a stock riser, and that's why they go to these showcases, is to maybe get seen for the first time, or if they've already been seen, show that, hey, they've improved. And I was really impressed with her game. And then Kemper Campbell from Blue Valley Northwest, another member of the class of 29. She's unranked, and she'll be debuting in the rankings the next time they're updated. I guarantee it. She can play 6 rotations, back row, front row. She can do it all. I was really impressed with her game. 2 more players I want to mention. We had one senior from Kansas who came to the event, and that's a big deal. It shows to me she still wants to play college ball, and she still loves the game, and she wants to play. Her name is Skylar Tolan. She's a DS libero. She's a homeschool kid. She plays for the Nighthawks in northeastern Kansas, and I've mentioned her name to a couple of JUCO coaches. I think she'd be a great addition to an NAIA or a JUCO program for some depth. And then Prep Dig also does a top performer of the game of the day, and our scout from Nebraska, Austin Kingsley, he was tasked with coming up and awarding that for this one. And Mary Franklin from Summit Christian Academy in Lee Summit, Missouri, was named the Evoli top performer. She gets some volleyball shoes, some gear, some merch.
Deck, appreciate the time. Enjoy the holiday.
Thank you, man. A Merry Christmas, Happy Holiday. We'll see you after the new year. I'll be another year older. I'm a New Year's baby, so I'll be 49, the ripe age of 49 when I see you next.
All that wisdom. Jeremy Deckard, one of the scouts with Prep Dig Kansas, joining us for some volleyball chatter.